Global happenings today. We communicate. We analyze global news.
Guys, welcome back to our channel. Interestingly, Fubara has taken into custody the support of all the PDP governors, which is very needful at this time, because already it's glaring that if they don't support him, they may likely lose Rivers State, which will be a huge minus for the People Democratic Party. You're going to hear the stand of these governors as they attended a meeting at a faraway Jalingo, Taraba State. I'm going to give you full details of it and some of the key issues that they visited. Now, according to the news, the People Democratic Party PDP Governors Forum has restated its solid stand in support of Rivers State Governor Sir Sim Fubara on the political crisis in the state. The governors assured their readiness to engage the National Working Committee of the party to revisit the congresses with a view to correcting the anomaly, while insisting that Governor Sim Fubara must be allowed to take his rightful leadership position of the party in the state. The PDP governors said this in a communique issued at the end of the forum, fourth regular monthly meeting in 2024 at Government House Jalingo, the Taraba State capital, on Friday. The communique, which was read by the chairman of the forum and governor of Bauchi State, Senator Bala Mohammed, said the forum notes the political impasse in Rivers State, where court judgment are employed to determine the outcome of the party's congresses. The PDP Governors Forum restated its stance with the governor of Rivers State and will engage the National Working Committee of our great party to revisit the Congress with a view to correcting the anomaly and allowing His Excellency Governor Sim Fubara to take his rightful leadership position of the party in the state. The meeting, which deliberated on a number of burning national and intra-party issues, also commended the PDP governors for their mature handling of the #EndBadGovernance protests across the country and urged the federal government to stop the blame game and face governance squarely by addressing core policy issues with a view to reducing the suffering of Nigerians. Senator Mohammed, the governor of Bauchi State, further stated that the meeting deliberated on crucial inter-party and governance matters affecting our state, as well as those of overriding national interest and importance. According to him, he says the governors noted with a sigh of relief the end of the #EndBadGovernance protest, which was aging to a major national crisis. We salute the dexterity of the governors, especially of the PDP extraction, in handling the situation in their respective states with maturity, thereby restraining hoodlums and other unscrupulous elements from hijacking the protest. The forum reiterated that peaceful protests are the alienable rights of the citizens through which they vent their genuine grievances. The forum commiserated with the families of those innocent souls that were lost and called on the federal government to ensure fair and speedy trial of those who were arrested. The forum lamented that rather than undertake a review of macroeconomy and social policies with a view to giving them a human face, the federal government has resorted to blackmail. We call on Mr. President to show statesmanship by restraining his officials from blame games that makes the sub-national look bad by mentioning piecemeal interventions that cannot solve the problem. We remain unshaken in our firm resolve to stand with the suffering Nigerian masses and to take all legitimate steps to ameliorate their plight. The PDP Governors Chairman also highlighted the concern of the forum in respect of the crisis in Edo State in the heat up to the upcoming governorship election, and urged the federal government to act with caution in resolving any issue arising therefrom. Senator Mohammed noted that with regards to the forthcoming governorship election in Edo State, we condemn the pronouncement by the president to compromise the election in favor of his party, as well as the systematic intimidation of PDP supporters by the Nigerian police, and call on the Inspector General of Police to call his men to order. On the lingering issue of revenue sharing among tiers of government, Senator Mohammed said the forum notes with concern the refusal of the federal government to distinguish between the federal government of Nigerian revenue and revenue accruing to the federation, which must be allocated in accordance with extant law. We call on the Federal Ministry of Finance and the Accountant General of the Federation to be more transparent in obeying the law, particularly Section 162, subsection 1, 2, 3, and equally call on the Accountant General of the Federation to stop behaving like the Accountant General of the federal government and to exercise her role in line with the Constitution. Therefore, we call for the separation of the office of the Accountant General of the Federation and that of the Accountant General of the federal government of Nigeria. The governors commended the Dr. Abu Kefas-led Taraba State government for the hospitality according members of the forum and the secretariat, and noted with delight the giant stride taken to deliver the dividend of democracy to the people of the state, which they say were in line with the governance philosophy of the PDP. 9 governors of the People Democratic Party extraction attended the one-day forum meeting, including Senator Bala Mohammed, who served as chairman to Governor Bauchi State, Sir Sim Fubara, who is the vice chairman and governor of Rivers State, as well as the host governor, Dr. Abu Kefas. Other governors are Governor of Enugu State, Barrister Peter Mba, Governor of Adamawa State, Right Honorable Amadu Fintiri, Governor of Delta State, Right Honorable Sherif, Governor of Plateau State, Mr. Caleb Muftan, Governor of Zamfara State, Alhaji Dauda Lawal, and Edo State Governor, Mr. Godwin Obaseki. Those absent were governors of Oyo State, Engineer Seyi Makinde, Governor of Osun State, Senator Ademola Adeleke, Governor of Bayelsa State, Senator Deri, and Governor of Akwa Ibom State, Pastor Eno Umo. This is quite interesting, I must say, and I think that they are already perceiving that with the way things are going on, they may lose Rivers State. I mean, it's unthinkable allowing the person of Wike to continue to control the party, both at the national and also wants to control it at the state. My colleague is in the house. What's your standpoint now that it seems as if the ties are against Wike? What do you think will be the future like?
Well, Wike, I'm sure he has something up his sleeves. Yes, the governors have been watching. Initially, they've been quiet, observing things. Adolphus Wabara have spoken. The person of George George has spoken, literally asking Wike to be calmer. He was literally begging him, to keep in check his anger. That the last of Ekweme lost to the person of Olusegun Obasanjo, and heavens didn't fall. He didn't bring down the party, so he should learn to take defeat gallantly. All of this, of course, Bode George mentioned that it all began before the elections, Atiku saga and all that. But he expected him to move on. But this whole defeat is getting out of hand. But there's something I noticed very uniquely. Remember, during this whole issue, we had the G5 governors. Yeah. Of course, those G5 governors, I think just one of them is still the governor, which is Seyi Makinde. Did you notice it's very conspicuous? He didn't attend. Yes, he didn't attend. Obviously, he cannot be in the meeting where his friend, so he has to be very tactical. Or, he could just say some official reasons, but usually he ought to be there. Yes. But so you could see that within the rank and file, he has decided very gently and very officially not to join issues, even though he knows the right thing to be there.
Yeah, exactly.
And they paraded themselves at the G5, and what will be said that you are now it will even be easier for people to say, Seyi Makinde is now working against his quote and unquote Oga, because among the G5 he was actually number one. Yes. So, but then again, the Akwa Ibom State governor, what I don't understand is why he said not to be there. From time immemorial, Akwa Ibom have always been very neutral in this whole politics. Yeah, from the days
I feel personally that official engagement, because I could still remember the last meeting that they had
in Enugu.
National meeting, National Executive Council meeting that they had. He was not on stand. He wasn't in attendance. That's I'm talking about physically, but visually. He was that Taraba State, as much as it's PDP state, but the issue of insecurity is still biting hard. So most of them possibly are scared of being around in such an environment. But be that as it may, I think it was quite a great meeting, and reaching some of the communique standpoint, for me, it's a way of solving the crisis in Rivers State, and I think that they are getting it the way they are going. Very soon, we are going to watch PDP get restored real good for them to start preparing, for 2027. Don't forget that 4 months from now, by the grace of God, we'll be walking into 2025. So preparation should be on top gear.
I must also congratulate and appreciate the president of Ikenga, Honorable Ikenga. He has been very loud. At the forefront. Yes, I must say this. He was the catalyst, actually.
Yeah, I also thank Bala Mohammed also, who summed up courage to call a spade a spade. Because come on, Wike is just a mere mortal like every other person. He was a former governor. So why not rally around your own and see how you can continue to increase your influence across the state? That is where we're going to leave it. Let's be in our comment section and talk more on this.
global happenings today. We communicate, we analyze